Hi everybody, welcome back to Story Reckless. I'm Nathan and I am the DM here and I use he, him pronouns and we are in actual play live stream playing D&D in Descent into Avernus. Let's do some player intros.
I feel like we have successfully descended. We
That's
could descend
true.
farther.
You could go
But
further.
we've won already.
Yeah, you
It
haven't.
could always be worse.
Yeah, you aren't quite.
Always
You're in Avernus. You're not, but you're not down on the ground.
We're
yet.
descending.
You're descending.
Into Avernus.
Yeah.
I'm Claire, by the way. They them pronouns. Playing Kadam, half-elf grave cleric.
My name is Olive. I use she and they pronouns, and tonight I will be playing Calliope, Air Genasi old lady, and kind of get in over our heads, but let's just kill some people, and maybe that'll simplify things. Usually does.
I'm Enyo, and I'm also wearing overalls, using they them pronouns. And tonight I am playing Pip, an alchemist satyr who makes deals with devils.
Indeed. All right. Well, with all of that, let's do a quick recap and then jump right into it. So, last we left off, you all had just completed the ritual to get the demon out of the Helm of Torn, and you made your way across the city back to the other side of the chasm to the Black Antler Tavern, where Kadam was informed there would be Zentarum contacts. Upon arriving there, you got some whiskey and met your Zentarum contact. Who is it, Carter? Mm-hmm. Yes, Carter. A male human in his mid-40s, kind of burly or heavy-set, powerful build. But as you spoke with him and started to make arrangements and deals, you offered to banish one of his, him or one of his companions out of Avernus to get out into the material plane and make contact with the Zentarum back on the material plane. This very much piqued his interest, and he was willing to follow through with the deal. The deal being that he would answer questions, give you some weapons. Was there one other thing? I think it was just questions and weapons, information and weapons. And house refugees. That was the other one.
Oh, yes, the big thing.
The big one, yes. Weapons, information, and housing refugees. With all of those set in place, he agreed to do this if you would banish one of his own back to the material plane. The one hang-up being that you need to figure out a way to get the refugees out of High Hall safely, and he gave you a drop point, a bank close to High Hall, about a block away from the walls of High Hall. And if you could get the refugees within the bank, he would then have a way of getting them to safety. You also found out some more information regarding the Sword of Zariel. You met one of Carter's companions, a halfling woman who seemed to be an expert in history and religion, and was very excited to hear about the Sword of Zariel when it came up, and gave you some little extra tidbits of information about the sword. Probably the most interesting tidbit being that it is said that a aspect of Zariel's former self resides within the sword. But yeah, with all of this information given to you, and the longsword given to, well, longsword, right? Or glaive? Did Valor go with the glaive?
She didn't choose in front of us, I think.
Okay.
Whichever one she wants.
Do you want to choose?
No, I don't want to play Valor. I just am happy to run her stat block in combat.
Okay. Got it. She currently has a great sword, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think she would go with... Oh yeah, guy and gal, right. I think she would go with one of the glaives. Claire, would you be would you be okay with updating that in her stat block?
Yeah. I'm sorry. What did you say she was going with?
Oh, a glaive.
Glaive. Cool.
Yeah. I think I have a soft spot for tieflings with glaives, so let's go with
10-foot reach coming up.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think Calliope is going to try to tack on like a little bit last minute bartering here.
Sure.
I'm interested in obtaining a few nets, like net weapons.
Net weapons. Okay, just straight up nets, because that
Just straight up nets. We're about to fight a flying lady, and nets seem like a reasonable way to make that less of a problem.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You can get a net. You want multiple nets?
They're easy to break out of, so like 2 or 3, maybe.
Okay.
I could trade like a potion of fire breathing for one.
They have 2.
Okay, great.
So they would. I mean, yeah. If you're willing to trade a potion of fire breathing, then you can definitely get 2.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you have 2 nets. Did you look up the mechanics on using a net, or?
I sure did.
Okay, cool. Okay, great. Let me think. I believe with all of that set in place, we ended with you all there getting ready to make your next move. Oh, one other thing that happened last session. How could I forget? Pip took a stroll to kind of catch some air, and climbed up the bell tower of the school where you saw all the zombies, and called out for an imp impersonating Gideon, and did a very good job of it, as a very confused imp looked at you, and you started to speak with this imp, and made arrangements to meet with Gideon halfway between where you are now and the Grand Cemetery, wherever that is. Agreed to meet with Gideon, because what did you tell the imp exactly? Remind me. Did you say like you wanted to make a deal?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask. Yeah, that we want that I want to make a deal with Gideon.
Okay, great. So you want to make a deal with Gideon? Cool. And we will see. We'll see what happens. So roughly there, yeah. Although Pip,
where is it?
I will say Pip does not conveniently have access to a top-down map of Elturel to very precisely go. Oh, right there.
Yeah. Lulu told me what it looks like from up there. That's good enough. What? Like I haven't flown over? Actually, I guess I haven't flown over Elturel yet.
No.
You do have a potion of flight on you right now.
I do.
With all of this said and done, as you finish up these deals, I do believe that the first part of this transaction, though, is Carter looking at you, Kadam. All right, well, before we can move forward, let us resolve that little piece of you sending one of us back then.
All right. Who would you like to go?
Did the halfling woman, did she leave? I can't remember. She did.
Yes.
Okay. He kind of scratches his chin, looks at you. Honestly, I think I would like my companion that you just met. I think she would be the best candidate to head back.
All right.
Now, based on what you said, though, when she goes back, she may be plummeting down into a great pit.
Yeah. Valor, would you mind?
Yes, I could do. I have this potion here that would help in this. Since we're making deals, why don't I give this to you and you give back Calliope that fire-breathing potion? Yeah, all right. That makes perfect sense. And Valor shoots you a quick wink, Calliope, and tosses the
Appreciate
potion.
it. You got my back.
Pip tries to wink at her too.
I don't think she notices as she's chucking the potion over. Carter catches it and gestures to the guard who brings you back over the fire-breathing potion, Calliope. All right. Voices. All right then. I'll go fetch her one more time. He heads out, and a few moments later comes back with the woman, the halfling woman, who actually I think it takes longer than a few moments. Probably takes a good close to 10 minutes as she comes back with a whole bunch of stuff, like a big satchel and a pack and a bunch of items at her disposal as she comes trudging up the stairs and through the door to the bar, looking at all of you. Oh, wow, this is so great. So if you're doing the whole banishment thing, right, yeah, it seems like it makes sense. You said that Elturel is now just a pit in the ground. Okay, what exactly is this? And she kind of holds up the potion. I was told it's like a potion of flying, but
Yep.
The viscosity doesn't seem right, and the color doesn't seem right.
Hey, excuse me. Look, this is an actual, genuine potion of flight here, and I would know if the viscosity were off. I've been selling a lot of fake ones, you know?
Okay.
This one's real. I made it myself.
Oh, you made
I
it.
have one too.
Cool.
You'll be fine.
Wow. Okay. How long does it last for?
10 minutes. So you better,
Oh,
go
perfect.
quickly.
I will test it first before you send me to a great big pit over.
Sure, that sounds good, but that might be a minute
she,
less.
She uncorks it and then takes a moment. Are we good? Are we ready to do this?
I am.
Okay, just please wait to make sure this works. She slurps it down. How exactly does this one work? It's like you can fly it at movement speed of 10 or something?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I think she just starts sort of levitating.
Levitating,
and
yeah. She starts to levitate and is like, oh, wow, look, okay, it's working great. Okay.
It just reduces your density.
And she starts to move. So it's like you can see her kind of lean as she starts to move, and then moves 10 feet. She goes, right, okay, genuine potion.
Don't go
flight.
faster than 10
Yeah,
feet or
well,
you'll get the bends.
No, I mean I can't go faster than 10 feet, but this is
See,
perfect.
I put in a safety mechanism.
I'm sure you did. This is gonna work just great, just fine. Okay, I'm good to go. And she kind of looks around the room as Carter anxiously is kind of scratching his chin, watching this.
That's 9 minutes.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I'll offer her my hand.
She grabs your hand.
I can still send that message.
Yeah. You can hold off. It's okay. I think I can tell her myself.
All right. And I will squeeze her hand and
Before
cast
you-
banishment. Oh.
8 minutes.
Oh no!
As she starts to say that, you release the spell, and she goes, "What?" What does it look like as she gets banished?
I think she's simply not there.
Okay, so
There
just
might be a slight rush as the air
yeah.
fills in the space she once occupied, but
So she starts to say something, and then all the sound ceases as she just vanishes, and there is a little pop of air rushing in, and she is gone.
and I will sit here for the next minute and make sure she's gone.
Yeah, I think the spell, it's like they can make a saving throw or something to try to come
I mean,
back.
she can
or-
make a save if she wants to,
She does not. The minute goes by, she does not return.
and then the spell fades.
Okay.
And she's there.
Carter kind of looking over you all. Okay. Do you have a way confirming she made it?
I do. I am concerned that it would take a fair bit out of me, and I have already expended a lot of resources.
Understood. Well, she did tell us that you were not lying, and I do trust her. I've seen her use that magic before. So I'm gonna have to trust you. If you don't mind, if I understand the way this stuff works, maybe in the morning, whatever.
After I've had a good period of
A
sleep.
good break, right. If you wouldn't mind checking in then, but
Yeah, frankly, if things go very smoothly today, I could do it this evening. But yeah.
that would be great. We do not have a way of contacting the material plane. I'm hoping that she finds a way to remedy that. That was part of her arrangement, so. All right then.
All right.
Well, get those folks to the bank, and we'll take it from there. Ideally, not trailing with you a legion of devils.
That would be ideal.
We, yes, well, a deal's a deal. Just get them there, please. Quietly. And he bids you adieu and steps through the door and heads down below.
Could we have taken a short rest over this period?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Cool. Because I have very few hit points.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I don't need to rest in.
Yeah, I think as you're kind of resting up there, as he leaves, he does like stop and he just has one guard stay behind, kind of looks back at you all. Just to keep an eye on you folks while I'm out. And then he exits.
Okay, folks, huddle up. How are we getting them out? Anyone got any ideas?
You carry on. I'm going to keep doing math.
I mean, aren't you... Okay, well, here... You have been wanting to go after Victusa for a while, and I think that's great. We should do that. But we also need to be prepared, and we know where the showdown is going to take place. I think you and Lyra should go and prepare the site first. And I'll take care to make sure there aren't any devils trailing past. I'll distract the nightmare while you do that.
Yeah, the nightmare. Any ideas? Like if you could pull it away from the whole fight and then make your way back to us, that'd be fantastic.
Oh, don't worry. Maybe we'll have a chat.
I'm sure you will. Let me know if he has anything interesting to say.
Sure.
I think the other decision we didn't need to make is, do we want to do this loud or do we want to do it with some degree of finesse? I mean, we could just like kind of bust in the place, kick down the door, bring Victus to the ground, and have a what's what.
I feel like no witnesses is ideal.
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple different ways to accomplish that.
Such as?
Well, don't let anyone see us. Another option is kill people who do.
Or I could make something that is so noisy it makes whatever you do seem quiet. I can draw more of them away.
That would help very much.
Yeah. Hey.
Are you okay doing that, Pip? I mean...
Look, I haven't been able to make nearly as much chaos, and we are in hell. If I'm here, I'm going to party a little.
Well, if anyone can do it, I bet you could, Pip. All eyes on you, huh?
Yeah. I'm going to shout with the help, and she holds up her little magic mouth kit. Oh, this! My signature spell.
That is your signature spell.
You think, what's it? Gargout, the one in the shield, could help you with that? Make some noise? Maybe you could use him as a big gong.
Oh, that is a good idea, actually. I think I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to have all of these, and then I'm just going to bang the gong as loud as I can. That should be enough.
May I give you a little something just in case?
Yes, of course.
Just as you take off, I will cast protection from good and evil on you.
So what are the exact parameters of this?
Fair. So they will have a harder time hitting you if they decide to hit you. And they cannot influence or possess you particularly. Cannot influence or possess you.
Oh, good. Yes. Okay, good. And this applies to, when you say them, you mean devils specifically, fiends of various kinds too.
Reading this more thoroughly, aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead.
So you might have
a bit of trouble influencing yourself, perhaps, but catch as catch can, I suppose.
Here you go blind if you influence yourself too much.
That's just a myth.
Learn more every day.
Bones get really hairy.
That is also a myth. Unless you're a bugbear going through puberty, but...
What do you think Manfred looked like when he was going through puberty?
I imagine he had even more knees and elbows, poor boy.
Well, I guess I've got what I need. Are we ready to do this? I feel like we've just rested a bit. We had a nice drink.
All right. Let's go save some folks.
All right, so recap. Pip is going to go create a distraction and get the attention of the nightmare, or that's Pip's intent. The rest of you are going where exactly to...
It sounds like we might just go straight to High Hall to have the brawl.
Okay.
Instead of doing anything with the refugees, like letting them know ahead of time.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I'm not
straight
inclined to
the
do that.
entrance. Okay.
That sounds hard.
Okay.
So probably with some degree of stealth and trying to like figure out and like scout and I guess find where Victusa is.
Okay.
Mhm.
Understood. Alrighty then. Let's do this. So let's start, I guess, as you gather your things. I think it's going to make the most sense to start with Pip. As you all gather your things up and filter out of the Black Antler Tavern and start making your way towards the chasm and the two bridges, Pip, you peel off from the rest, and where are you heading to? Exactly.
To halfway between the graveyard and where we are.
Okay.
Protection from good and evil.
Protection from good and evil. Okay. That is cast on you as you head off into the city by yourself, Pip. How long does that last, Kadam?
10 minutes.
10 minutes, okay.
I'm running.
Pip,
I'm running as fast as I can.
you are going to try to find the midway point. Go ahead and roll a survival roll for me, please.
Oh, for fuck's sake. All right. Survival. Really one of my best.
I'm going to
19.
I'm going to create 19. Okay. I'm going to create two versions of your token here. I'm making one of them invisible just for me so that I know where you are, and I'm going to place your token where you think you are.
I hate this.
So,
No.
So Pip, you go dashing out across the bridges, carefully avoiding detection. You pass by the bodies strewn across the bridges, making your way up the hill into the park of the great parkway that runs through the upper district here. Pip, why don't you go ahead and place your token where you think halfway is, and then we'll see how close you actually are for those of us
God damn
watching.
it! I can't just roll for it. Okay, hold on.
I mean, you got a
oh my
19. That's
I
pretty damn good. So yeah, just place your token where you think halfway is.
Oh my god, where's the graveyard? Does anybody get to help me? Can I call a friend?
No, you're by yourself.
You have Gilder.
Gilder, do you remember where it is? Shit.
Gilder is. I mean, you rolled a 19, so Gilder is guiding you.
I'm gonna just say over here, right there.
Right there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
How far off is it? Oh, no. Yeah, I'm sweating bullets.
Give me a moment.
Why did I do this to myself?
All right.
That'd be so funny if we ran into Gideon.
Okay, so you're gonna place yourself there. Okay, great.
Gilder, help me. I don't remember.
Where do you think the graveyard is?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't remember where the graveyard is?
Yeah, I have no idea where the graveyard is.
Here, I'll help you out a little bit because.
Is it all the way down here?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll help you
Oh,
out a little
shit.
bit because you did roll a 19, so you rolled very well. So yes, the graveyard is this area here. All these little like.
Oh my god. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes this way easier. Holy shit. Okay, cool. Come back. Oh my god,
amazing.
thank you.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Okay. I keep losing.
Yo, I am
Losing your invisible token because it's hard to see. Maybe if I tint it, can I tint it a bright color? Yeah, it's a lot easier to see. Okay. All right. So, Pip, you wind your way through the city, up through the park, and as you are kind of trying to remember specific landmarks, you look up ahead and can see High Hall. You also see as you start to go up through the park, off to your right, the big, massive hangar of the aviary. And with those landmarks in mind, you're starting to kind of piece together where you think roughly the center point is between these two areas. And you find yourself here in the park and post up, hidden under the eaves
can I
of
just
a building.
say that Pip, the character, is just like a lot smarter than Enyo the player, and the reason she got so confused was because she's been untangling this ball of twine since all the way through the park. It was like, wait, oh, I got turned around. So there's this rope basically that's winding all throughout the park.
Oh, you're literally leaving a trail of
Yeah.
Okay. As Enyo, or not Enyo, Pip, as you are winding your way through the park, you pass by, like much of Elturel, ruin and clusters of destruction, piles of burning trees and debris. And as you go through this park, you can see all the trees themselves looking very dead and barren, but they all appear to be more twisted, their bark kind of warped, and you swear you can see, like, running throughout the bark of the trees, sort of stretched faces, like multiple faces sort of running up the lengths of the trunks. And you end up here just kind of a couple blocks away from the aviary. You have a cluster of buildings on the edge of the park, these sort of low-lying rolling hills with these strange dead trees. What is your plan? What are you doing from here?
I think Pip just looks around, is keeping an eye out for Gideon or anything that looks like it might be a spy for Gideon, and calls out with his name. with his voice. Calls his name out with his voice. There we
Okay.
go. Sorry, that was hard.
And are you just standing out in the open, or are you like trying to hide?
I'm standing out in the open. I was just like, I'm here. All right, Gideon.
Are you using his voice saying this, or are you using your own voice?
I'm using his voice. I just want to psych him out a little.
Okay, go ahead and make a deception roll for me as you call out into the air for Gideon.
Deception. Don't mind if I do. I get advantage. That's a 22.
22. Okay. You stand out here in the park and shout out into the air, doing an impeccable impersonation of Gideon. No more than 2 minutes pass when you see some figures approaching down a cobblestone alley, or a cobblestone side street that leads into the park. It looks to be about 5 figures that are approaching, coming down this side street. You can see what looks to be a you immediately can recognize the slight form of Gideon at the head of this group of individuals. You then recognize the 2 insect creatures behind him, and then behind those there are 2 hulking skeletal minotaurs marching down the street as they come straight towards you into the park. What do you do, Pip?
You got your whole posse here. Come on, let's have a chat.
Gideon comes striding through the dead grass and straight up to you, kind of looking down at you. Oh, how I loved your precise directions on where to meet.
Thanks for coming. I panicked. I just said something.
I'm intrigued to hear what you have to say, and it better be good, or you'll be joining the rest of my legion. As he gestures to the skeletal minotaurs behind him.
Kind of waves. Fine. I know you're interested in Zariel, and I'm interested too. I want to know more. And if finding Zariel's sword and returning it to her will somehow help take Elturel out of Avernus.
I'm so sorry. I was distracted by a couple things. I was distracted by Claire's comment, and I was distracted by some things I was reading in preparation for some stuff. Sorry, you are offering him one more time. You're offering him information about the sword.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm listening. What exactly do you know?
I don't know very much yet, but we have some incredible clues, and I can convince the others to look for this sword. I can get you the sword, is what I'm saying.
I see. So you're going to go behind your companions' backs.
They'll know that we're looking for the sword.
Will they know that you plan to give the sword to me once you find it?
Well, I'm not going to say it to them, of course.
Good. What do you want out of this?
I want you to help me nullify my contract with Mad Maggie. I don't want you to help me. I want you to do it.
That is a lot. That is a very big ask.
The Sword of Zariel is kind of a big ask, too.
I personally may not be able to nullify your contract, but I could probably put you in touch with someone who could.
That's all I needed. As long as you keep putting me in touch with people until it's done.
Do you have the contract or a copy of it? We will need to very meticulously go over every detail in order to make this work.
I do believe, and Pip pulls out her pistol. Everything you need is here.
Kind of leans down and looks down at the pistol. Huh. Funny. I've heard of her work. Never seen it. That seems to fit the bill.
What, her workmanship style? The fact that she's sucking people's souls out and using them for God knows what? Both?
Her flair.
I do like her flair.
All right, we can make this work. Let us begin drafting something up, shall we? As he gestures to the nearby, utterly destroyed cafe that's kind of in crumbled ruin, and starts to walk over to it. And as he kind of steps inside, you hear the crunching of glass. He picks up one of the overturned chairs and sets it down, and then gestures to the broken bench on the other side. As he snaps and a little imp appears and produces a large, like, vellum parchment-looking thing that places down on the table in front of Gideon as he kind of settles in. This should be fun. We don't have to play out the whole process of creating the contract, but the two of you sit there within the cafe as he starts to work out the details with you. Was there anything else you were going to try to do while this is happening?
Yeah,
technically the nightmare is still just floating around. So
yeah,
I don't know if you were actually going to try to distract that or not.
I think so. While Gideon and I were having that sort of posturing standoff, and I bet he made some like really good poses and gave me some withering gazes. And in the contract, she okay. So I think while that entire thing was happening, she had Gilder ritually casting Magic Mouth.
Okay.
And on the long piece of twine that's gone all the way down through the park.
Where does it, how long of a piece of twine is it, and where does it end?
How long is my twine? I'm so happy I got to use it. I have a lot of twine, actually. Oh, 50 feet? Okay, but I have 3 of them.
So 150 feet worth of twine? Okay.
Yes.
150 feet worth of twine. Okay, so 150 feet away, it trails down through the park. So, probably close enough that people will hear it at the cafe, but, who knows? I don't know what you're going to have it say. Yeah, it doesn't, on this map, it doesn't look that far.
Yeah, it really doesn't, but...
Yeah.
I was hoping it'd be longer than that.
Yeah, I mean, me too, but,
Hey,
okay, well, fine.
You work
Maybe
with what
Pip,
you have.
Yeah, I know. I have to work with what I have. It's fine. 150 feet is good enough.
Okay. Well, did
Um,
you said you wanted to try to do? Were you thinking of trying something else or no?
Yeah, kind of. So, when that magic mouth is like almost ready,
Mm-hmm.
and you just need to put in the triggers and what gets said and over what time period.
Mm-hmm.
Pip kind of just like programs it in chemically
Mm-hmm.
because that's how these things work. To trigger when, I mean, I think actually when she tells it to.
Okay.
And it's going to come out of the entire rope.
Oh wow! So it's gonna run the whole length of the twine.
I think it'll start. It'll go down like a wave.
Mm-hmm. And what is it going to say or do? Like, what's the sound?
So now she turns to Gideon and says, "Hey Gideon, as part of this contract, I guess, is there anything you can say that would draw away the nightmare and the devils around High Hall and tell them to like come over here?"
What does that have to do with acquiring the Sword of Zariel and breaking Mad Maggie's contract?
It doesn't, but this is a contract, so I get to put in a lot of ridiculous things if you want to agree to my terms. That's how a contract works. Okay, hold on. Let's negotiate. We don't have to deal with the nightmare, just the devils.
The devils
High
at
Hall.
High Hall. You want the devils around High Hall to be drawn away as part of your deal for breaking Mad Maggie's contract and retrieving the Sword of Zariel. I'm really having a hard time following how these.
Oh, you know what? Fine, whatever. How about this? Can you just tell the nightmare to come down and leave us alone?
To leave you alone.
That's it. Just leave us alone for at least a day. Come on. This is part of us trying to get together so that we can get to the sword. We need to make preparations. Obviously, this isn't something I'm going to do on my own. And you know, the people I'm with, they have all kinds of promises and connections, and things are messy. Okay, this is politics. Just
Yes.
please, it costs you nothing.
All right.
Holy shit, I'm begging.
All right. Yes.
But it's in the contract.
I can pull the nightmare away for a day and not have it harass you.
Cool. So, Pip says, just like in Gideon's voice for Magic Mouth, like, I don't know, maybe some bullshit in Infernal. I think she just says the only phrase she really truly knows in Infernal, which is the thing that that Gideon told the imp.
Which was remind me again. It was.
I never knew what it was because I don't speak Infernal.
But
I don't know what it means.
right,
I'm
but
just
you
saying
managed
it.
to because you made a roll to copy the sounds, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Oh God. When and that was remind me when that happened. It was when Gideon.
When I actually when Gideon was calling for an imp to check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you duplicate that and say it and you're doing this in front of Gideon. You just like recite this into the string.
Yeah. I'm like.
Okay, so he sees you.
This is part of the politics. Or actually, you know what?
So he sees you pull
yeah,
up. He suddenly sees you pull up this string, and he goes, and then you recite the phrase in his voice into the string, and you see him looking like as you say this phrase, and he looks at you, and also very very well done in an impersonation in his voice. It's very odd to witness this in person. That imp informed me, but why are you shouting for a messenger into that string?
Because hopefully any imp that comes near will just freaking go to the string. Hold on, I need to go drag it over to High Hall since you were like weird about it.
we're not done here. As he gestures to the half-finished contract.
Oh my god. Okay, fine. Let's finish it after this. I promise no more. Well, I can't promise no more bullshit, but less.
Clearly. Once we finish this contract, I will call the nightmare away. And you can do whatever the fuck you want.
That's all I ask. Thank you. I do have one last question. What's your skincare routine? Because you look so good for a dead man. You don't need to answer that. Goodbye. It's been wonderful.
He's only been dead a few days.
The time works differently here.
I wake up every morning, pray to Zariel. I pray to Zariel in the afternoon, and I pray to Zariel before I go to bed. I think that has something to do with my remarkable skin. And then he proceeds to continue to draft up the contract with you. So that is going to take a little bit of time. The rest of you, as Pip, you are sitting there in this ruined cafe negotiating the contract with Gideon on what exactly the terms will be.
Okay.
We're gonna cut over to the other players. By the way, Pip, your protection from good and evil is definitely worn off at this point.
Cool.
I hate how effective that entire interaction was. You got everything you want.
Oh my god.
Oh, my methods work better. Proof.
So the rest of you, as Pip disappears off into the city, and the rest of you, what are you doing as you approach the bridges to cross the chasm?
I think trying to be sneaky. It's like, okay, we're gonna try to figure out where she is. Sneak up on her, maybe set up some sort of ambush. Here, little dummy, take this net.
Little dummy grabs the net and is now holding it, floating next to you.
Okay. If we can get her grounded, then maybe we can just kind of jump her and take her out. I think that's our best bet. We have to be quick and quiet.
All right.
Okay, so you all want to stealthily approach High Hall, and then from there start to observe. Okay, let's start with the stealth roll, please.
I'm gonna guide myself.
Okay.
I'm not great at these. Oh, dirty 20.
Okay.
I got a 13.
Okay.
Let me check what Valor's modifier is. She got an 8.
Okay.
Should I roll for my little buddies?
We can just keep it to
Okay.
players, I think. So sorry, 13 for Kadam, 20 for Calliope, and 8 for Valor. Raven Guard rolls at disadvantage. He is in full plate and has a shield.
Valor also rolls at disadvantage. Ooh, that's a 5.
There we go. Raven Guard got a 15, amazingly. And Lulu.
Let's keep it to the players, but let's roll for all of your NPCs. I see how it is.
Yes, NPCs roll, but your little
My class
constructs-
features don't.
Yeah, your class features don't. Exactly. Lulu got a 2. Okay. All right. Okay. You head across the bridge and up the hill past the similar destruction that Pip has been moving through. I'm assuming you're not heading to the park. You're probably trying to keep to the side alleys and streets as you move along the edge of the chasm through smaller streets and side alleys. You eventually find yourself butting up next to High Hall. As you approach, you let's see here. Yeah, both of you, Kadam and Calliope, you can notice approaching High Hall, there appears to be some flying creatures kind of circling above the walls and the cathedral. Those are the only kind of noticeable creatures from this distance. They look smaller. I would even say, since you've encountered these enough times, they look to be those spined devils, right? The smaller ones.
How many did you say that there were?
You can see from your current position as you kind of pull up into these buildings and are looking through an alleyway up at the top of the cathedral looming there, about 4 of them flying above.
Okay.
What would you like to do? As you pull up here, you don't seem to have drawn the attention of any of the creatures.
And no sign of Victusa.
Go ahead and make a perception roll. You can both make perception rolls, or one of you can make it with advantage.
What's your modifier, Calliope?
+4.
Cool, same. So I already rolled once, so dirty 20 for me.
Dirty 20 for you, okay. Calliope?
22 for me.
22, okay. Oh, I am not seeing your rolls, Calliope, showing up.
Oh, I'm not joined. Okay, now I am.
There we go, cool. 22 for Calliope and a 20 for Kadam. Carefully scanning the walls and the sort of I believe the cathedral had the 2 kind of there's the big balcony in the front with the 2 sort of like circular balconies on either side. I almost imagine it being slightly constructed kind of like Notre Dame-esque, like with the 2 big towers in the front. As you are scanning the cathedral there, just above the walls, there are the 4 creatures circling above, and you can see perched on in a slightly different spot, but in very similar fashion, perched on another ledge, blending in with the various gargoyles in the cathedral, Victusa scanning the courtyard and the surrounding area. You also both pick up on some kind of sounds in the surrounding vicinity, and sort of skirting around the alleyways and kind of peeking around past the buildings towards the park. The reason it catches your attention, I think, is both of you hear very faintly, sort of like echoing through the streets, this faint little and glancing out towards the park, you can see what looks to be a patrol of that sort of strange armored hunched back baby figure with the big halberd, and fluttering next to it are 2 more spine devils, and they look to be moving kind of away from you and patrolling around the perimeter of the walls.
Okay.
That's kind of what you see right now. Or that's all you see right now.
I don't know how to get her to come down.
I was thinking, pull out the dagger and like wave it around and ask her to come down.
Asking nicely.
Yeah. It ain't kind, but I could be nice.
Which dagger was this?
Tiamat's dagger.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that would do anything besides she might not come down, but all the devils around us would definitely just be able to get the drop on us and surround us. I think there might be a way if we could get into the cathedral, climb up it, and get closer to her.
I'm
then-
down to try.
Attack from closer is my only idea.
Yeah, I mean, we managed to sneak by some of them before.
Yeah,
Is she?
time you went around the walls, around the edge, and around the backside, and went through like one of the turrets, through one of the small doorways at the back.
Honestly, just trying that. I don't think anybody's survived who saw us go in that way.
Yeah, let's try that. Are we waiting for Pip?
I think if Pip makes a distraction large enough to pull away the nightmare, we'll know when it happens.
That's true.
And so we can just wait till we hear that.
And then, like, another what? I don't know exactly where they are. Another 5 minutes?
We can kind of play it by ear. You know, it's like when lightning strikes and you like count to hear the thunder. We probably should have asked how Pip's gonna pull away, but I think they mentioned something about a gong.
Gone? All right. I wasn't paying terribly close attention. I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
I think let's get closer to Victusa.
I agree. Yeah.
So, are you gonna try to get closer first, or wait for Pip, or wait for something that
Let's-
indicates Pip?
Skirt around the back,
Yeah.
Okay.
at least.
Okay. This will require one more stealth roll because you'll have to cut across open ground to get up to the wall and then skirt around.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see those stealth rolls.
Where's Pass Without Trace when you need it?
Oh man, that spell is amazing.
It's amazing.
I got 13, and I think this might be worth Flash of Geniusing up to a 17. So I'm going to do that.
Dom got a 14, and Valor got an 11.
Okay.
17, 14, 11.
17, 14, 11. Raven Guard got an 8. Lulu got an 8.
Oh my god. My friends. My excellent friends. I guess I could Flash of Genius one of them instead.
I'll give you one chance. Are you gonna do it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll maybe like be like, Lulu, maybe don't like fly and like sparkle really high. Get down, get down.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll
Here,
try.
I'll put blanket over you.
Oh, the little floating blanket. How much does she get to add?
Just +4.
+4, so bringing her 8 to 12.
Better
that
than
right?
nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got 8 from Raven Guard, 12 from Lulu, 11 from Valor. Was it 13 from Kadam?
I think I said 14, 13 or 14.
Okay, and then what was oh no, 13 was Calliope. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, okay. So you all as
We're
Lulu
riding that line.
as Lulu gets that blanket thrown over her just as you're about to cross the street, and you dash across, pushing up against the wall, hoping that no one saw you. You hear a faint kind of coming off to your right as you push up against the wall. As you start to quickly dart and push around the side, getting on the other side of the massive turret and sort of pressing yourselves into the stone, you hear the heavy boot sound of metal boots coming down the cobblestone in your direction. And the little fluttering of wings. As you are pressed there, all lined up against the wall, we can see the armored baby figure coming up down the street and start to scan. Scanning around, looking. You see the little spine devils sort of dart past, landing and perching on various pieces of rubble. One of them darts up and lands on a dead tree just on the other side of the turret where you're all pressed against. The baby form snaps its head away from you all down the street and then points its halberd as all the devils fly off in that direction going down the street. And the baby form starts to hobble away as the spine devils dart ahead of it. It seems at this moment that they are searching in that direction, but they may be coming back shortly. Do you all keep pressing forward? And okay, so as quick as you can, skirting along this narrow precipice, and once more you get to the backside where you get that incredible vista opening up before you of the battle below and the river Styx stretching off into the distance and the blasted landscape. And you can see now what appears to actually be a bit closer this time. The strange shape, I believe it was Kadam who spotted it. That strange, almost like obsidian upside down, or obsidian blade that has been like moving across the landscape seems to be kind of moving at a slight angle towards the city down the river Styx, and you can see below it, far off in the distance, periodic. But you slip in through the door and end up inside the turret, and as you peel open the other side and look through, you can see the familiar courtyard with the various dead bodies strewn throughout. So you're inside this turret now on the kind of, I guess that would be like the southern side of the cathedral, on the side of the cathedral with the entrance over to your right.
We wait.
You wait, okay. So as you post up there and settle in and wait, we're going to cut back over to Pip, who is, I think probably like, this really depends, Pip, on like how meticulous you're going to be with this contract. Because, Gideon gets something drafted up pretty quick, and he seems to be aided by these two imps that seem to almost be able to like magically construct the writing quicker than someone could write it by hand, as it's just like sort of burning into the vellum very fast as they kind of almost like little conductors, like with their fingers going like this. It just scrolls across, looks it over, and then slides it across the table to you.
Pip is going to look through it to see if there's anything really egregious that catches her eye. She's been making she's made a lot of contracts and has experience going over the fine print, so she can see loopholes, and that doesn't necessarily mean she always knows that they're bad.
Okay, go ahead and roll an investigation roll for me.
Okay. 16.
16, okay. Going through this contract. So let's quickly decide some of the terms here. So you are agreeing to retrieve the Sword of Zariel and bring it to Gideon. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that is listed within there. Gideon is going to agree to call the nightmare off of you and your companions for a day. So that is listed within there.
How long is a day defined?
Oh, that is a good point.
Oh my god.
It's probably going to be defined as like 24 hours, I guess. Which I don't even know. Man, it's a good question. Let's go with 24 hours. Just I don't want to get too hung up on the weird timey-wiminess. 24
I feel like we could
Avernus hours. There's something very specific about Avernus time and not time on the material plane. So yeah, it's not going to be like he calls off the nightmare and then looks, and 1 minute later is like, okay, like it's been 24 hours. So 24 hours of earnest time. Or we could do something like this. The nightmare will not bother you. Something like will not bother you until, like something like the next time you awaken from sleep, something like that.
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
it's like the next time you awaken from sleep, the
nightmare knows.
The nightmare, that part of the deal has been fulfilled.
Okay,
Although it
everybody,
shouldn't.
just don't fall asleep.
Yeah. One long rest. There you go. Thank you. In game terms, yeah.
If we don't fall asleep, the nightmare won't get us.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
What else was asked for? So you're gonna retrieve and give the Sword of Zariel to Gideon. The nightmare will be called off, and Gideon will agree to help you break Mad Maggie's contract to the best of his ability. Yeah.
Okay, we can go over like the details of it later, but those are the big points.
Yeah, and basically, the thing that you notice is that if, I think this makes sense. If you fail to deliver the Sword of Zariel to Gideon, God, I'm not good at this stuff, but if you fail to deliver the Sword of Zariel to Gideon, your soul will belong to Zariel. Your soul is forfeit, essentially. And there would definitely be...
If he doesn't break the thing, he'll have to fight Mad Maggie for it. I don't care.
There would definitely be... I'm trying to think here.
I'm happy to like have
there would definitely be word this is the thing. There would be wording in there that would say something to the effect of like the sword must be brought back as soon as you have it within your hands. It cannot be used to its power cannot be used or wielded by you or your companions. If it is, the contract is broken and your soul is forfeit to Zariel. Like this contract is doing everything in its power to make sure that once you grab that sword, you must bring it back to him as soon as possible without using its power, if that makes sense.
Right. And I think Pip is going to push back on that and be like, hold on. Because what if we need that in order to actually deliver it back to you, and then we just die and the sword goes into somebody else's hands?
Okay, make a persuasion roll.
Do I get anything on persuasion? No.
You don't get... No, I mean, you'd have to give me something strong if you want advantage, and I don't know what that
I know. I was just checking to see if my my actor feat did anything for me. 23!
Wow.
You're a man of your word. I know you are. You let us go. I didn't believe you would. I really thought we were dead.
Okay. Yes, he will modify the contract, allowing you and your companions to use the sword's power in order to aid you to get back to deliver it to him, I suppose. Like you are allowed to use the sword's power to aid you in returning it back to him.
Right.
Yeah. And we can maybe off stream we can like work out some finer details. But I would say with a 23, you're able to finagle this contract in such a way that it's pretty it is advantageous to you and your companions, at least as far as you can tell. It is challenging language to read through, to be sure. So as best you can tell, it is working in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
Pip will immediately abuse that oh my god. So, Pip, I think this process probably takes, like... Let me put it this way. How long is the rest of the party willing to wait in this tower for a signal from Pip? Because easily 20 minutes goes by.
20 minutes is fine. If we're getting to like an hour and a half, 2 hours, then I'm
Yeah.
gonna start.
Okay,
Worrying.
an hour definitely goes by. And Pip, at this point, you finally get the last little details. And I don't know how Pip is feeling at this point, but you can tell, like, time, like, this is taking a while. But every time that you find another little tricky bit that's going to get you, I'm assuming you take the time to argue it back and get it to work in your favor. So this is like a whole thing of just back and forth, trying to rush this as fast as you can. And by the time you reach that hour,
I think
feel
at
like
some
you're in a good
point, yeah. Okay, good. Oh, so like an hour.
Yeah. An hour.
Yeah. Okay.
So
All right.
He looks it over. Yeah, looking at you. And you can see him just kind of... I can sense you're a bit tense. You could just sign it and then we're good to go. Do you have somewhere you need to be?
Yes. Wait, but hold on.
Well, then just sign the contract and we're good to go.
Oh, yeah, I don't like that tone of voice. I just need to, and then she has sets the magic mouth is set up just so that I don't know how far that actually projects. Probably not very far.
I don't know what is
it. Doesn't say anything about how loud it can be.
Okay. And you're gonna have it shout the thing that Gideon said in Infernal. That was what we had established.
Yeah, I think I change it to like whenever there is a fiend within 30 feet of this rope.
Okay, if you kind of lean down and make those alterations as you make those tweaks to it, and he just kind of lets you do it, staring.
And I'm like, wait, hold on, and then I drag it further away so that they're not 30 feet, within 30 feet.
So you're gonna walk 30 feet away?
Yeah, I'm just like, hold on, and then I come back and I'll sign it. I have just one more thing, and then I take out the shield of Gargoth and just bang it as hard as I can.
So wait, okay, so you're like, hold on. You start to walk away outside of the cafe. He's looking at you a bit bemused and just kind of gestures as the two insect creatures sort of file in next to you to keep an eye on you. And he just kind of goes, we're not done yet, as you're walking out with the string. And then you pull out this shield, this incredible fiendish shield, and then boom, bang on it. You hear in your head Gargoth's voice, oh, now I've been reduced to a gong. As you are banging the shield, you see Gideon's, he cocks his head looking very curiously at this incredible shield you just pulled out. Yeah, you're banging on the shield. What now, Pip?
If you want the shield too, we can sweeten the deal. We'll figure that out later. How far do you think that carried?
I mean, you smacked a shield. It carried like maybe 100 feet. Like,
damn it! Okay, I'll have to figure something else out.
I can tell that you're very flustered. Just
okay, fine. Here, look, I'll sign it.
Okay, so you sign this contract. Okay, as you sign it, you watch as your signature sort of lights up in fiendish reddish light and sort of bursts with a puff of smoke and sulfur, and the contract sort of winds up on its own and sort of leaps up off the table as Gideon snatches it, and then passes it to one of the imps, who grabs it and disappears as the imp turns invisible and flutters off somewhere. I'll do my part next. As he stands up, adjusts himself, and steps out into the street, gestures over as another little imp appears, says something once more in Infernal that you cannot understand to the imp, and the imp takes off into the air, looks back at you. Just wait a moment. I don't have any other way of contacting our friend. Another 10 minutes pass.
You know what? I trust you. I trust you're gonna do it. And Pip like rolls the rope up, runs back, rolls the rope up, puts it in her knapsack, and he's like, "Good doing business with you."
All right. Yes, I did. Indeed, we signed the contract. So, good luck. As you go, you're running off into the city.
Yeah, just like, oh,
Okay, so you're gonna run off towards
it's a
towards
lot
High
longer than I
Hall.
thought. Yeah.
Okay, so Pip, you start running through the park towards High Hall.
Not run directly there.
As you run towards High Hall, you do hear the sound of the nightmare behind you, and as you look over your shoulder, you can see the flaming horse descending down towards Gideon. Gideon looking back at you, giving you this sort of smoky gaze and smile. And you go running out towards High Hall. Pip, where exactly are you headed?
I think she. Well, the last time we talked, we did say it was going to be like a big thing, didn't we? But I think she's still going to decide to find a place like several hundred feet away and try and find the others first.
Okay. So, yeah, you run off down into these streets, and as you... Let me see something here.
And your voice in the same volume.
Pip, as you are running through the streets in the direction of High Hall, trying to search for your companions, go ahead and first make a perception roll for me.
Okay. I've been rolling really well lately. I shouldn't have said anything.
You should not have said that.
Woo!
Oh my god.
That's 20.
Okay. That's good, because as you are running through the streets and winding your way through, searching for your companions, not seeing anything, but thankfully, just as you're about to round a corner onto one of the main streets, running full speed, you hear it first before you see it. You hear a small giggle sort of echo down the street, and as you come to a halt and peer around the corner, you can see moving directly towards you that hunchbacked armored baby figure with the two spine devils fluttering next to it as it's just scanning the alleyways, sort of pushing doors open and peering inside, moving directly in your direction. What do you do?
How far away are they?
They are about 40 feet away. They're approaching quickly.
Okay. So I'm going to duck down a different alleyway and take out the magic mouth rope.
Okay.
And throw it as far as I possibly can in the other direction.
Okay. Go ahead and just roll like a straight strength roll for me.
Oh boy.
If you have athletics, you can do athletics.
Can Gilder help with this?
Can
Like, run it
Gilder
out?
help? I mean, if you want to have Gilder
That's
just
a
grab
full
onto it and
fly.
go running with it.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, that would. Oh, Gilder, I'm so sorry, I forgot about you. Yeah, so I give it to Gilder, and I'm like, come on, buddy.
Okay,
Oh.
so Gilder, holding on to the string, goes running in the opposite direction down the street. And yeah, what is it you want to happen here as Gilder goes running off as you go in a different direction?
Gilder's kind of going to run past them, and as soon as it's within like
You said
30 feet,
Yeah.
then the magic mouth is going to trigger.
Okay, and what do you want Gilder to do after that? Is Gilder just are you commanding Gilder to just keep running and stay away from them, or?
I mean, how dumb are they? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna say, like, just go a couple of rounds with that, and then meet us back at High Hall.
Okay. Gilder goes running around the corner, and almost instantly as Gilder gets around the corner, the magic mouse suddenly activates, and you hear Gideon's voice shouting in Infernal, something that you don't know what exactly what is being said. Immediately the fiends all turn and look at this tiny coin holding this string that's trailing behind him as he goes running off immediately, points the halberd as the spine devils dart off towards the coin. And as you are tucked around an alley, you hear the clanking of metal and fluttering of wings as they go running and chasing Gilder down in that direction, away from you and away from Ihall. What's Gilder's movement speed?
Oh boy, Gilder, no, my poor boy. His movement speed is 20 feet.
Oh boy, okay, so he is slower than all of them. I'll say that he's able to, maybe for like 3 rounds is able to kind of outpace them, but they are quickly gaining. We'll do a quick little sidebar here of just Gilder as Gilder is running through the streets being pursued by these 3 devils. These spine devils, by the way, can...
Oh man, I was hoping
they have a 40-foot fly speed, so they are going to be on Gilder fast. What do you think is happening with Gilder here? Like, how is he going to try to... What is he going to do?
I thought that Gilder was going to do this kind of like stealthy. I just wanted him to go kind of past them so that they were within 30 feet.
I see. Oh, so you wanted Gilder to like drop the string and try to hide as the string drops. Okay. Yeah.
Just drag it kind of away, but like in a and stay hidden and then come back.
Okay, this will be a slightly different result then. Go ahead and roll a stealth roll for me.
Okay.
For Gilder.
Gilder, buddy, he's got 4 stealth, which is better than me. Stealth. Oh. I'm just gonna do a normal roll for Gilder and then add. Oh my god! Okay, that's 7. Or that's 6.
6? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Again, this is up to you exactly what happens, but everything I described essentially happens where Gilder comes around the corner, it activates, the 3 of them all look and see Gilder as he is trying to get away. Do you
the rope is too big for him.
What does Gilder do in this moment?
I think he's desperately trying to hold the rope with like 2 of his legs and kind of scuttle forth with the other.
Okay,
the
so
rest
he's just gonna try to run away.
Yeah.
Let's just do a quick contested. Contested athletics roll, or I'll give Gilder if Gilder wants to do acrobatics, athletics or acrobatics, and they're gonna see if they can catch up and catch him before he like slips away under a crack or something.
Okay. I'll just do acrobatics. That's a 3.
I am so sorry, Pip, but unfortunately,
no, it's okay.
What happens here, at the very least, Gilder's sacrifice is not lost, as Gilder makes it probably 2 blocks away, running as fast as he can down the street, but these 3 devils catch up on Gilder very quickly, and I mean, they're going to swing at Gilder. So as they catch up, the spine devils first catch up, and cackling with glee, they swoop down and try to pin Gilder into the pavement with their spears. Only roll the 4 oh, they get to make 2 attacks. Nice. Okay, one of them got a 14. Does that hit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's 6 points of piercing as that one stabs Gilder down into the sidewalk, or into the cobblestone, and the armored figure comes running up and takes the halberd and just swings it down. Wow, completely misses with a 9 and an 11. So Gilder is just darting out of the way as these attacks are So you hear this, Pip. Probably 2 blocks away, the sound of metal clanging into cobblestone and the cackling of these spine devils. Pip, are you going to continue running towards your friend, where you think your friends may be?
Yeah.
Okay, so Pip runs off. The devil's distracted. Pip, you end up... Pip, I need you... are you trying to be stealthy at this point?
Yeah, I guess. It sort of calms down. It's just like...
Okay, go ahead and roll a stealth check as you approach High Hall.
Okay.
I'll say at this point, an hour, 20 minutes has passed for the rest of you inside.
I think we're getting restless and being like, okay, well,
Yeah.
Okay, well, I rolled a natty 1, so I'm just like...
Perfect. This is perfect. So, this is where we're going to end tonight.
So we hear Pip.
Yeah, well, you don't necessarily hear Pip because it's still a pretty big distance, but this is what you see. So, Pip, as you come panting around the corner and try to catch your breath, pushing yourself against the wall, sort of out of sight of High Hall, panting, the rest of you inside the tower, peeking outside, anxiously waiting, you watch as that lone gargoyle figure suddenly, Victusa, snaps the head down, looking, and then points a sword down as the 4 spine devils above her sort of snap to attention, and you can just barely make out Calliope as she's calling out a command. Hey, there's one down there. Go and fetch the meat for me. As the spine devils start to cackle and dive down in that direction, kind of the direction you all came from on the other side of the wall. And you see Victusa sort of getting ready to pounce like a cat as her wings twitch with excitement, sort of unfurling as she has her big curved long sword at her side, and you watch a big long tongue sort of lick out and across all the teeth. And Pip, you at this point have no idea. You're just panting there at the corner, trying to catch your breath as
Oh, thank God I got away.
Yeah, exactly. As the rest of you watch these devils come rocketing down in that direction. So, let us end there, and next time we will pick this up with the fight.
Heck yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us tonight. I think just real brief announcement. Olive, you're going to be out. You're going to be here next week, and then the following week you're going to be out for a while, right?
yeah, I think I'm missing the next like 5 or 6 sessions.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we're going to be figuring out what we're going to do while Olive is out, but we'll let you all know next week. We should have it all squared away. So. Okay.
Oh my god, that was such a good episode. Oh my god, I was dying that entire negotiation, Pip.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm so glad you got some one-on-one time with Gideon,
Yeah,
me
specifically without Kidam there.
It was so silly. Oh my god. Yeah, we'll figure something out offline, Enyo, of like what, like kind of what the like more specifics of the contract. So I may need help
good.
from Claire and Olive. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm down to help if I can be helpful.
All right. Good night, everybody. Have a good
Good night,
night.
everyone.
Good night.